Hello everyone, this is John from the Broadcast and welcome back to Space Engineers, or How to Space Engineers, episode 4. Anyway, so today, last episode, I went over how to make your first small ship, what you need to make it functional and everything. So today I'm just going to show how you can make that functional ship look a little bit better. So here in front of me is an example. This is the Demon, which is my cargo hauling ship that I use for planets, because largely incomplete. It's got pretty much nothing on it. So the whole point of this video is for me to just kind of show how you can make things look a little bit nicer. Because in Space Engineers, the best way to have your ships is functional and look nice at the same time. So I'm going to grab a couple blocks here. So the ramps, the standard blocks, corners, get rid of these blocks here and then replace that with the ramped ones just because they look a lot nicer. Just like that, and then grab the corner blocks, just whack these in. Now you can also keep in mind when you're placing armor and stuff on a ship, what I mean is, the only thing is, because this is an atmospheric ship, you gotta keep in mind that with atmospheric ships, the more weight you add to them, the harder it is going to be to fly them. So you just gotta keep that in mind. So with light armor ships and whatnot, the point is just to put armor on to make it look a little bit more complete. With heavy armored warships and stuff, that's a look actually not too bad. So put that there, and then also the really important thing is if you're going through a design, obviously, but at the same time, don't just get really upset and then just go, oh, it's a really ugly ship, I don't want to play this game anymore and whatnot. Because what you can do is you can get that one section of ship, because you could be like, oh, the front of the ship looks really ugly, but the back of it's really nice. So you can just tear down that front section and then find another way to do it that perhaps fits the design a little bit better. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh wait, yes I did. You'll get a ship that's literally just like a rectangle like that, and it doesn't look very nice and it doesn't have any features or anything to it. The easiest way to counteract this is to and then just fill it up in the middle here. And as you can see, even something as simple as that, if you get attacked or whatever. So you just gotta think like that when you're designing. So let's finish this front section here. Alright, so there we go, that nose section looks a lot nicer now. I'm quite happy with that. So the next thing I'll probably look at is this area times its own size. So not too worried about adding extra weight to it. So let's just go ahead. So what I will do is just put some ramping along here. So that looks like as far as it'll go, that's fine. Put some more ramp here. And for this section here, I will leave that bare, because that's where the access is. So experiment, so you try one thing, and if it doesn't work and you really don't like it or whatnot, then you tear it apart and try it another way, and you can't be afraid to do that. In Space Engineers, the only way you can get a really decent looking ship, it really is by experimenting. So you literally just got to place it down, and if you don't like it, don't be afraid to tear it down. And then I might actually put a little bit back here to give the engine there a little bit more protection. So now I've done that, I'll go ahead and do this to the other side of the ship now. What I want to do with it. Then I'll add these pieces here. Yep, along here. And for this part here, I can just leave it open, and then because you've got the three, all the engines in here, and you see that's designing. I know that the reactor is a bit exposed there, but at the same time, that's not necessarily bad because it means you can tell if it's on or not. And if you ever need to, you can just grind down this pipe here and access it. But for this specific ship, I won't need to because I've got these small ones here. But yeah. So now what we can do, so it goes like this, and then I can add more ramping to it. And this will add extra protection to the ship, but also just, try and hide these ugly components a little bit better, make them look a bit nicer. Win with this video, because I can show you guys how you can make your designs look a little bit better, and at the same time I can actually finish this ship. So it's pretty good. So put this back in. So there you go. So this already looks a lot better than what it did before. The engines are still exposed, but that's not really a bad thing because this is supposed to be like a constructional sort of working ship. So that can really help. This section here, even, I could just leave like this, and I could always add cargo to it later on or whatever if I wanted to. So I still think like that. I'm just gonna, not slopes, I'm just gonna add armor blocks there, and then grab the slopes once again, and just slope them off. And I can even just leave that like that, and I can put some like interior lighting in it or something. It does look a lot nicer now. So now I'm going to have a look at this tail section here. Now this is going to be interesting just because the way it's been built. So obviously, there we go. See how like that design just nicely slopes down there now? From a distance it looks a bit better. What I can try and do now even is add a little bit of depth to this section here now. It's by adding some of the corner pieces. So I think, I mean, it's still not the prettiest ship ever, but I think this just does look a lot nicer than what it did before. And all you have to do is just add a few buttons. Holding down control and using middle mouse button. I will make the undercoat first. Actually, I'm going to do control shift. Oh yeah, that's a lot faster. You do control shift, it doesn't bring much up there. And one there. Maybe a strip down the front here. I normally put strips down the front of my ships. Sort of tacky, really. So just for one final thing that we can do now is, if I wanted to, I'm going to add interior lights, just for a little bit of lighting effect along the side of the ship. Actually, I'll do the corner lights. So you can see it just adds that little extra effect to the ship, especially in planets at night time and whatnot. It'll look quite nice. Now this is supposed to be a utility ship, but in planets, especially on a PvP server, it is a good idea to be able to defend yourself. So finally, you can just put a couple of things on the front, and one on the other side here, and there we go. So now this ship not only does have armor, but it has a little extra firepower as well. So this one, it's gone from this one where it could be taken out within a few shots, to this one that stands a much better chance, and it should still function pretty much the same. I mean, 48,000, so it really hasn't added too much more weight. So in the grand scheme of things, that's really not going to make much of a difference. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching. little time and resources and whatnot. And then just have a tinker around with it and see what you can do, because this does look a lot nicer than what that does. So yeah, once again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for sticking around when I wasn't able to upload, and I will see you all next time.